We'll do a bunch of stuff. I love that tune.
Hello and good evening, and welcome to Field Talk. I am the Field, also known as Field of Bears. You may be wondering why I'm dressed slightly more casually today, and the answer is, it is flipping hot. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I live in California, and it is summer. And out here, temperatures can get well in excess of 100 degrees. I think it was 112 today. Lovely, isn't it? In any case, since it's so golly gosh darn hot, I don't have a monologue ready, and I didn't stream on Friday or Saturday because I was sick from heat stroke. Haha, fun. Probably heat stroke. Golly, it was awful. Very awful. And before y'all make fun of me for using fake swear words, just remember, this is a family-friendly show. But what I did manage to do is get 3 videos from the parade I was at. And I think that it would be a little bit fun to show them to you. So I'm going to pull them up and play them. Switch here. Transition myself into the corner. This guy out. Get rid of you. Not that guy. No, that one. There we go. But will this work? Please work. Apparently that one won't work. Okay. So here's one of them decided to be sideways. And so I'm here in Templeton with... It's very loud. I'm going to shut off my mic for this.
Doug Barr. So, a lot of people out there say that California is basically communist. We'll come together. So, what do you think America is all about?
America's worth saving. Make America great again.
Oh, got a MAGA guy here.
I don't know what that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't heard that one before. That's right.
That's right.
And then tomorrow we'll get another bottle of wine and another box.
So, what do you think about independence and our history of all that?
We need to respect our history and respect how we got to where we are today.
And what do you think the way forward is?
Wherever our country goes.
I think that we need to continue having dialogue with the other side.
Both sides need to dialogue.
Yeah.
There's no other side. We're all one country.
Yeah, people who disagree should be able to do so peacefully.
People with this, and they need to talk to one another, work it all out. We're one country.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that was my first guy. I couldn't get it to go sideways. I'm sorry. So, that was the first guy, and after that, we had a little bit more of an in-depth discussion about the importance of civility and dialogue, and how we need to have both a liberal and conservative kind of side to things, but we also need to recognize that the sides are not in opposition to each other. They're both trying to find the best way forward. And the next guy who I got to talk to was actually a veteran, and so I will pull that up for you guys right now.
Wine with the new release. I'd like to ask you, what do you think America is all about?
It's land of free and home of the brave. Not so much free anymore, but we're going to hold on.
All right, so you think that freedom is the most
It's the greatest thing about America. Almost every country in the world will tell you they ain't nothing like us. We're the only country that can resist, that can openly disagree, and we don't have to kill each other. We can just disagree, and we can talk about it.
I'm glad to hear in my town are open and free discussion. That's a good night.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the mic. I'm sorry. Aha. Should I play it again? I can't see the thing when I go full screen for you guys. I can't see the chat. So let me know if I need to play that again.
Wine with the new acquaintance. It's wearing a Vietnam vet hat, which is awesome. So I'd like to ask you, what do you think America is all about?
America? Well, it's always been the land of the free and home of the brave. I love the whole concept. Not so much free anymore, but we're going to hold on.
So you just, it's hard to face,
you think that freedom is the most important thing about America?
It's the greatest thing about America. I've been to almost every country in the world that can tell you they ain't nothing like us. We're the only country that can resist, that can openly disagree, and we don't have to kill each other. We can just disagree, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear people in my town are up for open and free discussion. That's a good night.
All right, that was a little better? Now this guy was actually really interesting. After that little interview, we had a little bit of an interesting discussion about the challenges that certain people in this country have faced over the years, and oh yeah, of course I have the American flag bow tie. Like just because I'm against the state in general doesn't mean I don't have my favorite one. Yeah, we had a very nice I had a very nice conversation about actually about how people need to be treating each other with this gentleman. And he brought up in some no, I am not a blacksmith. I'm sorry, Mayor. But we had a very productive conversation about all sorts of interesting things, actually. And he had a very interesting life story, but he was not comfortable with more than that on camera. And the third and final video, and after this video, I'll give you guys my thoughts on the parade and the celebration and some of the conversations that I managed to have off camera, and how I plan on making some more conversations happen next year, or maybe in some other situations.
Hey, I'm here in my town in the park for 4th of July with the lovely family, and I'm asking these lovely ladies what America's all about. So what do you guys think America's all about?
Freedom. The land of the free to choose what you want, to choose your occupation, to choose who you want to marry, to choose the way you want to live.
Freedom is paramount.
Paramount. Yes, for sure.
I think that liberals, conservatives, everyone can agree with that.
I totally agree with that.
All right. Have a great day, ladies.
God.
All right. And that was the last video. Unfortunately, I didn't have very much battery because I was periscoping the parade that day. And the parade, I had never been to a parade before in my life. So that was actually really interesting. Yeah, I think maybe the freedom to drink is the freedom they were enjoying the most at the moment. But as you can see, I managed to talk to some kind of conservative people, and I managed to talk to some people who didn't pay attention, and I managed to talk with some kind of liberal people. And although most of the people I talked to didn't want to do the little interview with me, even though it was just a really simple question, most everyone had a very civil conversation with me, and if they asked me what my views were, they didn't suddenly shut down or attack me or any of that, because as you know, I am anti-state and I don't hate Trump. So normally you'd think that in California that would get me murdered right on the spot, but that's not what happened. So something that I think I would like to do for you guys in the future for more content is go out and be sociable and talk to people and maybe have a camera person, man, lady, probably a camera woman. My sister would probably be the one to help me the most. But since the whole selfie video thing, it looks really bad, and one of them decided to be sideways. So I think I would like to do that to improve it on the next one of these. And I think I would like to wear something that has the question that I'm asking just right on it, like maybe a sandwich sign, something like that. I think that would get me more interviews, and that way I could have more discussions with people, and I could further the discussion that way. And I want to provoke a discussion in a way sort of like how, hello Veteran Bear, I want to provoke these discussions sort of like how Steven Crowder does it, but maybe slightly less controversial, because again, I live in a really soy heavy state and I would rather not be murdered on the spot. But my experience at the 4th of July parade does sort of give me a little glimmer of hope that maybe I can make this content for you guys and not be murdered. So I am really looking forward to doing this, and I'm looking forward to doing this for you guys. I'm looking forward to learning how to edit, and it'll be a whole new genre of video from me, just on the street interviews, and maybe not use my phone next time. I don't know. Maybe keep using my phone or take the camera with me. But I don't like moving the camera. But I only have one camera. Hey, Pinder, what's up? So, the air conditioner I bought stopped working. I blame the Amish. And that video is sideways. I blame the Amish. The Amish are messing with me. And, of course, the weather is unbearably hot today. And I blame you, Pinder. All your fault. I never asked for the rain to stop. I wanted it to keep going. Because I live in California. And we always want the rain to keep going here. Just never stop raining. We always need it, no matter what. All right, so those are my plans, and the parade was really fun. Just everyone out in the park drinking, having a good time, talking to strangers and talking to friends, and selling stuff like that glass I showed you guys on Twitter, and I can't find the guy's card, guys. I'm really sorry. I really wanted to show you this guy's business card. I'm sure he's got a great website. He had an awesome booth, all sorts of laser cut products and laser engraved glass, and it was very, very cool. And that's something that I think is great about California, is we have so many just small businesses, so many local entrepreneurs, and they just fight and go forward despite how insane our state is. Because what else are you going to do? We can't just let the nut jobs try and run everything. It's impossible. We can't. We can't let that. We can't let the insane people be in charge. And so, all of the Californian people, I encourage you to vote for literally anyone who isn't insane. I don't care. Democrat, Republican, a rock if there's no other option. Just like benchmark. Are they insane? And here's how you can tell if someone is insane. Do they want the United States to be a country or not? If they say no, then probably you don't want them in charge of the state. Oh, veteran. I'm sorry. Well, it's 5:30 now. And I didn't have very much else to say today except for that. I think that California might be nearing rock bottom. And once we hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. And so that gives me a lot of hope. What I experienced at the parade gives me a lot of hope. And I know it's a lot different in urban areas because I've been to those areas. I'm not just some country bumpkin. I moved out of the city. I moved out of the city on purpose. I moved out of the city because it's so soy heavy and it's so crowded and so much traffic. I can't stand it. So I know what it's like there. But when you go out into the small towns and you just talk to people and they're sane, it shows that we can't just let the cities ruin the whole state. Maybe if there was an electoral college for the governor, that would have helped, but who knows? Who knows anything about anything anymore? So yeah. And not a lot has happened today, which is a good thing, I think. And I think that as long as we can get more opposing people to recognize each other as human beings who essentially want the same thing, then maybe we can break the left out of this narrative where they're fighting against evil Nazis. Oh, Semper Fi Bear, I have done a more awful drive than that. I once took 4 hours to go, I kid you not, under 10 miles. That is not a joke. It was a horrible day, and it just happened to have been the day that Obama was in town campaigning for the midterms. Boulder Bear, the soy boys, they want to make women happy, and they have been convinced that the way to do that is to be unmanly. So that makes them miserable and women miserable as well, but they're essentially dupes. Soy boys are dupes. They're not sinister. And they're kind of pathetic, really, when you think about it. But they do want to make women happy, and most men want to make women happy. But when we talk about the liberal conservative personality set paradigm, and I say that both sides essentially want the same thing, what we want is the most positive way forward for the country. And the best way to find the positive way forward for the country is to talk to each other and to not beat each other over the head with protest sign sticks or bike lots or whatever else may be handy. It's not to firebomb offices, and it sure as heck isn't to firebomb vans. It's not to shoot at senators, and it's not to harass people at chicken restaurants. That's not the way to find the best way forward. The way to find the best way forward is to present your arguments. Try and convince the other side of your position. And if you can't, then maybe you need to take the two opposing positions and attempt to synergize them. Mayor Macbeth, what on earth is a flash dance? So, and that's what. So, look forward to that end content from me. It's so terribly warm that I don't want to do a whole hour-long stream. I'm only going to go maybe another 5 minutes. Mayor Macbeth says that those of us who don't know should consider ourselves lucky, and Roy Bear claims that it is some form of movie. Yeah, I know. I know Semper Fi Bear. My brother tells me that the crew motto of the Marine Corps is Semper Gumby. Yeah, but Footloose is actually good. I mean, it's super gay, but at least it has a good story. Yeah, Boulder Bear points out that it was a battle for freedom of expression, as in dance. Footloose, it was a really soy heavy battle, but at least the kid was actually standing up for himself and fighting against a tyrannical government. 1911. Yeah, Pender, you're right. The remake was way gayer than the original, but come on. The whole dancing out your angst in an abandoned factory scene was a little bit much, all right? A little bit much. Well, see, Uncensored Christian, when it comes to sort of lefty by temperament kind of people, what needs to be done is break them out of the bubble where they think that the other side is genocidal. I mean, this is like smash the conception that everyone who opposes them wants to murder them, and maybe they'll not want to have an authoritarian takeover. Maybe they'll want to get back to the whole, having conversations and arguments thing. The result of Flashdance, that is Cruvia commercial. I don't know what that is. So, look forward to more interviews on the street for me. And I think that I can get a good mix of perspectives, and if I'm going to go to places where people are normally sociable, and I'm going to wear something. Oh, well, Truvada is a new pill, so you don't contract AIDS from sodomy, apparently. No. Uncensored Christian is like left by temperament, yeah, but it might take a lot to break the conditioning to. Sorry. I'm sorry. It might take a lot of effort and a lot of time to sort of burst through the propaganda that a lot of people have been living in and been saturating in for around a decade, I think. Well, Mayor McDeath, I do agree with you. However, a death camp is evil, and just because once you're on the other side of it, you will have gained, that doesn't mean you should abide the evil. Semper Fi Bear, I am not making any Navy jokes because that would be mean. But I've heard lots from my brother. I actually do mind you, Mayor McDeath, and I think that we should all mind each other because I think that if we pay attention, we might actually learn something. So, yes. Like just because you're not afraid to die doesn't mean you need to rush headlong into it. Just because you know that something better is waiting for you on the other side, that doesn't mean that you need to that doesn't mean that you get to shorten the date. Like, there's work to be done here. We're not here for no reason. Maybe it's just a dress rehearsal, or maybe it's more like a crucible. Maybe we have to our souls actually have to be forged into something that can stand being before the holy light of God. I don't know. Maybe that's what this world really is. Maybe it's a crucible of some kind. So that's my view of the afterlife. But since it's getting awfully warm in here, and all I wanted to do was have a little bit of a positive thing, show you guys those 3 videos. Well, military wives want to do that, I think. I just wanted to give us a little bit of a positive glimmer that even in a soy heavy state like mine, there is a little bit of sanity. So I think I'm going to end it here. I think it's on a good note, even though it's a much shorter stream than usual. And yeah, it's a good one. So this has been Field Talk with Field of Bears. Links to all of the socials in the description. You can follow me on Twitter at Field of Bears. I am now on the Facebook because but don't expect me to be doing anything except for posting links to videos there. If you want to sow the field, paypal.me/fieldtalk. Sorry. paypal.me/fieldtalk. And always remember that socialism always ends in starvation and genocide. Have a great night, guys.